It is a full moon with an eclipse.
Yes. There should be some powerful energies.
Yes, yes.
Very powerful. I'm super excited.
I know. We'll give it about another minute. We'll see if anybody else pops in and we'll get rolling. I got your copper plate out today. And I put the crystals that you put out or use for full moon energy and eclipse energy. And I made a grid on your copper plate.
Awesome.
So I'm going to, I'll put it, when I'm talking about crystals, I'll put it in view.
Ooh,
Not sure how to do that one, but.
I'm doing mine tonight. So Sue, what she's referring to is it's a copper Metatrons cube that I tooled. It's great for moon work.
Kelly had made it.
Made it for what work? It's great for what work?
Well, it's good for enhancing any prayer work, but this is an example on a board.
Yeah.
And it's Metatron's cube, and copper is an energetic enhancer.
Oh, okay.
It'll hold your intention and really help broadcast energies. So I haven't made them for a while, and I actually made a whole bunch of moon ones. Susan, did I ever show you those? Can I show those real quick?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, let me find them. Maybe not. Oh, where are they? Oh, for God's sake, I don't even know where they are. Well, I don't even know where I put them. I hid them, I think. I hid them. Did I hid them? Well, like everything, every time I try to show something lately, they're being hidden. So I don't know where I hid them. So never mind.
Okay. All right. Well, it's 4:04. I think we're going to get started. So I'll go ahead and I'll set space. So go ahead and just close your eyes. Feel the energies of the new moon and the eclipse today. And bring in the guidance and the energies to be present, being fluid in the moment, calling in our sovereignty, taking control of our journey, all those energies, all those wonderful tools, bring those into our circle. Bring in a focused intent and to honor the messages we are given on our journey today. And witness the birth of new beginnings as we enter into the portal of a new moon and eclipse energy. As we feel the presence of each other and we weave together a beautiful new beginning today, or wherever our guides, teachers take us today. Our boundaries are in place. We are held in a space that surrounds us and protects us. We're holding a space for the highest good of our true, authentic, divine nature. Our circle is claimed as we are connected into the unified crystalline fields for the highest timeline for all. And so it is. All right.
So it is.
Go ahead and do a quick check-in. And Sue, do you want to start us off?
Well, it's been a fascinating morning. I listened to someone who, for me, described confusion in my mind. Because our country, our world is absolutely divided. And for clarity and simplicity, I need to know, I need to be able to identify this side and this side in a way that's not judgmental. And I listened to somebody who did, and she said, one side believes in what they've been told and told not to believe anything else. And that fit, I think, for a lot of people. Then the other side listens to their higher self, their spirit guides, the unseen realm. And I'm sure there's people in the middle. But these two people, to me, just, that's what looks like is coming, is extremes, and it looks impossible. And that's what we're working on, is bridging the impossible. And she was saying that this year is bringing up all kinds of things. And so whatever comes up, I'm just looking at it, feeling it, letting it go, processing it. Then I heard somebody else this morning say, stuff's coming up, but it's not to be released. So what does that mean? And someone else said, look at it. Just look at it. It's a memory. It's a memory. Enjoy it. Learn from it. Because that's been coming up. It's like, pop, these memories are just coming up. And it's not something I need to clear. It's just something I'm experiencing or re-experiencing. So that was helpful. And it helped settle the question, what are these opposites? Because I don't like I have to have a bar. They don't have absolute boundaries on them. I just have somewhere for my mind to go. And I needed that. So now I feel like I'm back into unity consciousness, which for me is that flow, in the zone, where things just work out. I don't have to work at it. So I'm at peace.
All in one morning.
I'd rather you wait time off this call so I can be more available to you.
Is there a word you'd like to put into the circle?
Unity consciousness.
Consciousness. Sharon, we're just checking in. Is that our space?
Thank you. Oh, good. Thank you, Susan. I'm so glad you are holding good space. I'm feeling just still a tad decombobulated from last week. It was really a weird week, energetically. So I want to bring into the circle, and by the way, I'm in Langley down on the south end of the island today, and I want to bring into the circle the still point. And I'm complete.
What's your word, Sharon? What did you say?
Still point.
Okay.
Golly, I think so here I'm in Portland, and I'm still holding that place of witness, just of witness. I'm sensing Thanksgiving was a really interesting scenario for me. I'm seeing I'm sensing a vein of enormous instability within my daughter. And I'm just trying to hold the witness and provide the space so she can discover and peel back her own layers without projecting or showing or going, don't you see this type thing. And I find that just being in that place of witness and like last week, bringing in the word calmness in a call was important for me to bring it into her sphere. So I feel that there's this need to be witness without judgment for anybody. No judgment, witness, and no projecting of what I am seeing, just holding the space so that hopefully I can peel something back a little bit and maybe we can get a peek inside. So I kind of feel like this. That's kind of how I feel, is just like this. And I'm seeing that in a lot of people that I'm just like holding and witnessing and just maybe pulling out a mirror every now and again and say, take a peek. And then, and not that my interpretations are right. It's not about that. It's just that let's just look. So that's where I'm at. I'm complete.
What word would you like to put in the circle?
Still witness. I'm going to put witness.
Beautiful. Well, I am still here in Byron, Illinois. It was snowing this morning, a little bit of snowflakes just to throw into the craziness. This last week was rough for me as well. It wasn't so much the day of Thanksgiving, because I've been alone on Thanksgiving before, but it was the day after. In these last few days, my whole family, they got on an airplane and went to Mexico. And so I've been getting these beautiful pictures of, everyone at dinner and sitting by the pool. And I know they mean well when they send me the pictures. And part of me wants to see, make sure they're safe and having a good time. But the other part of me just crumbles under the idea that, well, I'm here and they're there and I'm not connected. I know I'm connected, but I'm not connected. And I'm, again, missing out on family time. And, just to see those precious faces and not to be present at that dinner table or sitting by the pool. So I've been kind of riding the wave of, keeping busy, working on the Christmas stockings. So keeping grounded and focused in something. And then those waves of sadness and just, crumbling into tears. And then that presence of, okay, how do I shift and change this, so it doesn't happen again? How do I break free of this pattern? Because it's been a pattern for a long time of them taking off with their dad and having these wonderful, beautiful vacations and me staying, far behind. So trying to find the balance in all of that. And staying rooted and grounded enough so that I don't spin too far into the abyss. And then just trying to hold that space so I could find the healing for myself within it, or the reconciliation of maybe this is the new way family dynamics will work. And how do I find my joy in that? And watching them and extracting that joy without the sadness of being removed from it. So that's kind of what I've been traveling with this week and trying to master. Did better today, so I might be up on the upswing. But every time I see that precious little face, that 4-year-old little face, I just crumble, thinking I'm not there. So my word today is going to be transformation. It was allowing, and I thought, no, I just can't allow the energies to be there. They need to transform into something better, something healthy for me. So my word's going to be transformation. So today what I did is I brought out all the crystals that support a full moon and an eclipse energies. And I found that Carnelian, Angelite, Rainbow Moonstone, Malachite, Citrine, and Zebra Jasper support a full moon energy. They hold those energies. And for eclipse energies, Moldavite, Tektite, and Labordite. Gold, copper, and pyrite help the grounding of the eclipse energies. So Kelly sent me this beautiful copper grid. And so I built a little grid to broadcast our energies, because that's what we do, right? We broadcast crystal energies. So I think I can get, me in staging and tech things, but if I can get a picture of it, I talk about the properties of crystals. I'm going to put our, I don't know if I can. Can you see that?
Yep.
Better?
It's getting good. There it is.
Okay, so I'm going to put our words I already activated the grid. I'm going to put it underneath the crystal tower and broadcast all those words that we've brought into the circle. And the carnelian is for contemplating as the energy rises, which action to take. An angelite is about trusting, guidance, seeking serenity. The rainbow moonstone embraces fluidity, the feminine energies. The malachite cleanses the past regrets and brings you into control of your own journey. The citrine focuses intent, makes changes as the energy shifts. The zebra, Jasper, tells us to heed what we see. So what we witness in our journeys, we're supposed to take notice of what happens. The Moldavite is for heart and protection and healing. Transformation is its biggest energy. Tektite is the same. It expands the energy field, clears the lower chakras. Labordite is for transformation and restoring will and power. So all those beautiful energies are broadcasting out for us to use on our journey today. So what I thought we would do for our journey is to, I'll start us out on a little guided meditation. And the intention can be for the collective or for your own personal journey. Whichever crystal that's present, that comes to you, that wants to work with you today, the full moon, the eclipse energies, whatever one of those crystals, or a crystal that comes into your field that is not part of this broadcast, open and let your journey take you to where it needs. You may find a revelation of truth, an idea of action, changes to make. You may be taken to the past, or you may go to the future, or you just may stay in the present as the grid broadcasts all those beautiful energies that we have placed in the circle. So they can be part of the collective or part of your personal field, wherever your team takes you. Does anybody have any questions before we travel? All right then, so go ahead and get comfortable and close your eyes. And see, sense or know, a beautiful, beautiful garden path. And watch as you travel along this beautiful garden path. And as you travel along this path, see it gets richer.
It's going to take me maybe about 30 more minutes, okay?
And as it gets richer, trees get more lush and thicker. Begin to head into this beautiful, rich moss carpet. Flowers, birds, you hear the sounds all around you. See the beautiful butterflies. And you come into this beautiful clearing. You see this crystalline field. You see the carnelian and the angelite. You see the rainbow moonstone, the malachite and citrine. You see the zebra jasper, the moonstone, the Moldavite, Tektite, Labordite, the gold and the copper and the pyrite for grounding. And you ask and sit with them, not as an individual crystal, but as part of an energetic kingdom of healing and light, vibration, inspiration and guidance. And you call to the properties that you most need to see, sense, and experience today. You call to the truth of the higher self and your teams to take you exactly where you need to be in this moment to benefit the collective or yourself within these full moon and eclipse energies today. think we're just waiting for Sharon to come back.
Thank you, Susan.
There you are. Kelly, would you like to go first?
There we go. Yes. So, so what I was shown, well, first of all, your explanation of every single crystal showed up for me. Like every time, I mean, they were all like coming up, and the tektites, of course, were coming down, but I could see them like these spheres just kind of coming up around me. And last week I had seen like all these guardians come to life. So I felt so much of that guardianship within that as well, like these guardians coming up. And then I had to go back to what happened during the Saturday's call. What was Guardian Circle's call, where I felt like this flame, so what I could see was the circle from where the flame began. So I would see the circle and I would see a wick, and I could see the wick being lit, and then I could see the circle catch fire, and then I could just see the flame coming up, and then I could see the reflection through the flame of all the crystals. And so, and then just this twirl of energy, and it goes in relationship to other things that I keep on shown, but it was like this flame and this twirl of energy within this, and then through the flame, I could see the reflection of these pillars or guardians, stones and crystals, these crystal beings standing behind it. Fascinating to look at. And then they showed me, and then they told me where my cubes were. And I said, there's cubes. So I found my cubes, my moon cubes, which is this.
Oh.
To work, because I forgot about my moon cubes. So they told me where my cubes were. So I'll work with a moon cube tonight. So thank you for that.
All the phases of the moon are on there. Oh,
and then it's got the outline of Metatron's, the shape of Metatron's cube on the outside, but then specifically to work with the phases.
oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
So
Thank you.
Complete.
Thank you. Do you want to tag someone?
Still looking at those things. I'm like, yeah, over here. Sorry. Sue, your turn. You're next. I apologize.
Thank you. Well, I started off in the moment, and wherever I was, whatever I was doing, I don't know what it was, but I went into the past. I went into a past where I was living in Edmonds 15 or more years ago. And I was happy there. I was living in this huge house, had roommates, and I got involved in moon ceremony, pipe ceremony, sweat ceremony, powwows. We had ceremonies in the house. We had new moons. I went to new moon ceremony, and I loved it. And I got so caught up in it, I almost forgot to come back. But I don't even know why I went there. I don't even know why I went there, except that I said memories had been coming up. I just never went into one so completely and so deeply. So I think what I'll do is the feelings of being part of, included, learning, and excited about learning new things. and the excitement of being in all these different, I love ceremony, and I haven't been in ceremonies for the last 10 years. So being in all these ceremonies was wonderful, but I know it's not the ceremonies as much as just going within. The ceremonies taught me to go within, but it's the going within that is the true fulfillment. So I guess I'll just play with all of that because I just don't know why it came up. So Sharon.
Okay. I've been in conversations, listening into conversations about the witch hunts through some webinars I got involved with, because the witch hunts have been really calling several of us to be made known. And as I've been listening to others in other parts of the world, they remember the witch hunts much more clearly, I think, than many of us here in the United States. But as I listen to them speak, I'm drawn back to they're still going through a part of the truth, what happened, and women were crippled, and it's on the journey to our original. It's only so it's only a part of the journey, a stepping stone on the journey. So I've been really thinking about how to present that galactic landscape curriculum for next year, because although a lot of people are waking up and have pieces, and they have pieces, and they have pieces, and so when I went into this journey, I'm listening, I'm sitting quietly. As you see, I gave my grandson a message. I'd be a little bit longer. I forgot to turn my audio off. I apologize for that. And so as I'm sitting kind of in this quiet place, and in the crystalline kingdom, they said, we want you to know we're always with you. I mean, they're always with us, so don't worry about being out of touch with us. You're always with you. And so I'm feeling in my own head a divide between the crystalline kingdom and the forest, which is where I'm really drawn. I'm so much into the forest and into the trees and into the roots. And I'm going like, how in the galactic landscape, I know it all fits together, but I've never thought about how that weave together, or even ask the questions. And they said, well, of course, we are all aspects, these crystalline kingdoms and the elements are all aspects of the mother's body, of Earth's body, of that collective consciousness called Earth. And it's easy to see that trees are dying, that forests are dying, the focus is being put on that. But the fact that that's happening to them, it means that we aren't far behind if things don't change. And well, of course, I mean, it makes sense. Of course, it makes sense. But I've never kind of, I guess, woven it together in my mind in the same way. And so they said, just keep moving the direction you're going, because the answer is getting back to the star families, the galactic plan and purpose, where it all existed in wholeness. And so keep following that lead. So that was the information I got. Thanks, Susan.
Beautiful. For me, Angelite and Moonstone frequencies came in, and they kind of danced around like little fairies, trying to get my attention. And the Angelite was about surrendering myself more into the serenity of the full moon. And then the Moonstone just magically like waved this magical path it said, we were going to light your path for you. So we want you to follow the stars. They're the stepping stones of light. So tonight they want me to just sit with the energies of the moon and allow a lighted path to appear and follow those stepping stones. And I asked about the moss because it was really strange as I was describing what I was seeing. that all of a sudden moss came in. I'm like, okay, so what piece did the moss have to play? And part of the presence of moss is knowing of the world. And so Sharon, that kind of speaks to your journey of, knowing of the world and what's going on and what's around and what's present for us to witness. And Kelly, the, beautiful structures and being, to me, it was like being with the ancestors as you were describing these pillars of the crystalline kingdom, in the Akasha, where, all their records are held and all those vibrations are in. And Sue, your richness of, the memories of, and that's what this full moon was about, revelations. What makes us happy? What do we need to know? How do we honor, the messages that are coming through for change and evolution for this, for these energies in this time. And it has been crazy energies, and I see, will continue through the week, I think, with the eclipse and the moon energies. But the beautiful copper is definitely very grounding. So I'm very grateful. So I'm going to sit with the moon tonight and see what magical path appears. I feel like leprechauns are coming. I felt like I was in a Lucky Charms commercial with this magical path appearing. So I'm hoping there's some leprechaun energy. Oh, so thank you everyone for your presence today and the wonderful gifts of your vision. If anybody would like to add anything before we go, you can unmute your mics and anything you'd like to share.
I think that little sprite that I posted, I think that leprechaun energy is alive. And did you see that? I posted an image. That's a little sprite. And it's been calling to me, and I was like, I can't find that image anywhere. And I had no idea where it was. And that's the energy that I do feel is coming through right now, is this sprite fairy energy. So, yeah.
Very uplifting. I think we need that bit of clearing and uplifting and positive, energy flowing through to clear out, some of the muck that's been stuck. So.
Yeah, I also was real appreciative of the copper. I was thinking I don't have mine here with me, but wondering when they're going to be more widely available. Kelly, putting more on your plate.
Yeah, I
So
know,
thank
but
you.
I did find a stack full of my moon plates that I have. They're not all done exceptionally well, but I do have a stack of those. But that's all I have right now. But I hear you. Believe me, it's calling.
Yeah.
I just have space. Thank you.
Yeah, it called through me, so I just needed to say that, knowing that there's a lot we all have on our plate, and there's a lot we have to offer every one of us. So, and I appreciated the ceremonies, that all the different ceremonies too that you brought up, and the ceremonies are to lead us back to ourselves, but there's also something about the community of that ceremony brings that's extremely valuable, I think, at this time. Where we feel like we can't be in physical ceremony much or it's still that holding the energy of our community as we do our own internal pulling within in ceremony. So thanks for that reminder. Susan, thank you.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
you guys.
Love you. Have a wonderful week. Look for the revelations, look for the expansion, look for the messages. Grab a piece of Carnelian and Moonstone and see what those energies bring and transform. And I won't stay too close to the Moldavite or the Tektite unless I have a big piece of copper, but journey.
You go traveling.
That's what worries me. I can do that without those two crystals alone. I have to tether my back here.
Yeah.
Well,
Until
thank-
we meet again.
yes, have a beautiful week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Oh, love you
Bye.
all. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye. Where is my